Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. My name is Siobhan, and this is your May monthly reading. So for this reading, I have selected 4 separate tarot decks. The way this reading is going to work is that you can select multiple piles or one pile that resonates with you, and that is the deck that we're going to be using to do the reading, and I'm going to intuitively select and shuffle on camera all the rest of the oracle and tarot decks that we may be using. So each reading will be completely customized and unique and hold the messages for you that you are needing in the month of May. So go ahead and choose the crystal or the pile or multiple piles that resonate with you, and you can use the timestamps linked in the description box and pinned in the comment section below to jump ahead to your reading or readings. Enjoy! All right, hi pile number 1. Welcome to your May monthly reading. So the way that this reading is going to work is that I'm actually going to be using a spread, which I don't normally do. And this harkens back to the days when I was doing zodiac readings on my other channel, To Kitty and Beyond, which I don't do anymore. All of the tarot has been transferred over here to Tarot and Beyond. And I used to do a spread where we would do the first card as the overall energy, the second card as the obstacle, and the third card as advice and guidance from spirit, and then the fourth card would be the possible outcome or potential energy. So that's what we're going to do with your tarot deck, which you've chosen here, which is the traditional Rider-Waite, and then we're going to pull some oracle cards from some decks that I've intuitively chosen specifically for you and this pile. Okay, so let's take a look at the monthly spread. All right, so the first card for you in May is the overall energy. So what is the overall energy for pile number 1? Nope. Look at that. You have the 2 of Cups. Beautiful overall energy. What is the obstacle or challenge for pile number 1 to overcome in the month of May? Okay, we will take those. This is the one that I see as the actual obstacle or challenge, but we're going to take these as clarifiers. And what is the advice and guidance from Spirit for pile number 1 for the month of May? This one or this one? This one. Okay. Wow, the 9 of Pentacles. Oh my God. Okay. And then the possible outcome or potential energy is the Fool card. So pile number 1, your overall energy being the 2 of Cups is extremely positive and bodes very well for you in the month of May, especially when it relates to themes of relationships. So this could be partnerships, it could be business related, it could be friendships, and it could even be potentially soulmate relationships, i.e. romantic relationships, although you can have soulmate relationships within your platonic groups as well. The obstacle or challenge this month is another 2 card. So you've got 2 2s back to back. The challenge here is around you seeing something clearly or making a decision. So you might be kind of experiencing some mental conflict this month that is challenging you to see something in a different way. But I do see that this is related to your sense of connection, or because I'm relating it back here to the 2 of Cups, as well as your financial situation or even your physical health. So there could be something that you're kind of in 2 minds about. Maybe you're getting advice that's saying that you should do this, but there's also articles or information that says the opposite. So you're a little confused as to which to implement or which to listen to. Ultimately, I do see that in the month of May, you will be overcoming that because you do have the 6 of Wands clarifying that 2 of Swords energy. So you will be able to find the solution and to get the clarity that you've been needing to break free from this pattern of limitation, lack, feeling as though you don't have enough, or as though you are kind of left to your own devices to try and figure out something that's really causing you some challenges. The resolution could even come through your connections to other people. And then the advice and guidance here is the 9 of Pentacles. So Spirit is really talking about you being able to connect to your own abundant energy. So the 5 of Pentacles is really based in lack, and it's an energy of I don't have enough, I feel abandoned, I feel left out, I feel like I'm not receiving the support that I need. And yet the overall theme of your reading is this mutual reciprocal support, even though you may not be seeing it initially. And then you'll feel really good about yourself because you will be experiencing a lot of abundance. You'll feel like you did the right thing, you made the right choice, you listened to your intuition, and you were able to implement some changes that significantly benefit you in the long run. So advice from Spirit is super positive here. The Nine of Pentacles is you really getting to stop and enjoy the progress that you've made and appreciate everything that you've built up until this point. Now, the possible outcome or potential energy is always malleable because it is potential and probabilities that we're dealing with here. So they're not set in stone. And especially when we're looking at the Fool card here, this is super awesome energy for a new beginning. Obviously, the Fool is a fresh journey. It's a new start. It's going out and adventuring, it's explorative, it's open-minded. And I always see the Fool card here in relation to some of these other cards as well, as there's new potentials for learning, there's new potentials for growth, and there's even new potentials for relationships as well. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. So the first one that wanted to come out here to be in your reading is this card. I don't know what the name of this deck is. I don't have the guidebook, as I actually inherited this from my mom. So I'm going to just give these a shuffle. Oh, that's a message that's coming through before I even get the cards. Some of you may have loved ones in spirit, and they are surrounding and supporting you to help you to make the intuitive decisions that are going to lead you to this abundance and this brand new fresh start that's really going to serve you in the long run. Lots of successful energy here. So if you're feeling like you don't have the support or you're doing this all alone, Spirit is not only sending you people in your life in May who are going to support you and help in your healing or your growth, but they are also by your side as well. So your loved ones, if you have, say, for example, a grandmother or grandfather or an aunt or uncle, or even a sister or brother or mother or father on the other side, they're right next to you and they're sending you their love, their support, their healing, all of the energy that they can to help to shift your situation for the better. So let's take a look. You have daydream. Let me just hold it over here so I can read it. You will more ears. That's so funny. You will more easily. And I said it as you will more earsily. So this has something to do with hearing. And it's funny because the next word is hear. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. I absolutely love this card for you, pile number one. First of all, because we were just talking about spirit messages and having that information come through from your loved ones on the other side. But I also love this message because this is where this creative idea is going to come in. So this could be something that you have an epiphany about a direction that you want to go, or you have an epiphany about a relationship and what you need to do in that situation. This could also be that you're receiving some guidance or inspiration around a new creative project that is really going to be successful for you and get you out permanently from this very lack-based experience, mentality, situation, etc. It's a particularly strong message here, the daydream, for me too, because they've been telling me this a lot lately, especially since I've been reconnecting to my creativity. And that's exactly what it says in the card here. It's the dream time, the daydreaming, the mind-wandering, open-mindedness is what really brings in the imagination, and this is the seat of creativity. So these visions, these ideas, yes, they may be your own, but especially when you're working closely with spirit, if you're a creative or if you are an intuitive or even a psychic, what they will do is they will bring you information in daydream. And they do this for me a lot, and I've been doing this ever since I was little, ever since I was a kid. They would bring me information. I didn't realize that at the time, but now doing this professionally, I see what was happening back then. So receiving information through your daydreams is important this month. I feel like it's this one on the top, so let's just take a look. Relationship. Yep, that's that Two of Cups energy. I'm not surprised. Okay, let me read this. Your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. I'm going to put this over here so it can be next to the Two of Cups, which is the relationship card. Let me just center these. Now, the other deck that we're going to pull from is the Angel Answers deck. So let's take a look for pile number 1. What messages for the month of May are they needing to receive right now? What messages for the month of May? I feel like it's these two. Ooh, so you have not the right time. And this wants to go over here. And you also have romance. Okay, so we do seem to have a big theme around relationships here for you, pile number 1. Obviously, that was the overall energy in the Two of Cups card. Now, I do want to get some clarifiers on not the right time, as this is wanting to sit next to the Fool. So maybe this month there's something that's sparking a new beginning for you, but it's not exactly the right time. I do feel as though divine timing is at play here. So let's see what comes up from the last oracle card that we have, or oracle deck that we're going to be using in regard to not the right time. So this is the Crystal Mandala oracle deck. What is pile number 1 needing to know about not the right time? Grace for the grand gesture. Archangel Raphael and Malachite. These are both very heart-centered energies concerned with relationships and physical healing as well. So we do have, again, very similar themes coming up here in regard to the general themes that you're going to be working with here in the month of May. And when I see this card in relation to the question we asked around not the right time, it feels like there is some heart healing that is needing to happen. So this month in May, there is a big focus on romance. There is a big focus on relationships. There is a big focus on health, healing, and the heart chakra in general. That being said, the potential outcome energy it's a little bit still open-ended. It feels like there's still room for growth that needs to happen before that real big leap into the unknown can be taken. So I do see that although your focus will be on healing and relationships, I do see that you're going to be connecting with people. I do see that there could even be blossoming love in the month of May. However, it's like Spirit is kind of just cautioning you a little bit, or advising you, let's say, to not go full bore into it. Like, don't dive in head first. Take things really nice and slow, because this is going to help you to really continue to develop your own inner relationship with yourself and with God, with Source, with that higher love. That's what's going to help you to have healthier relationships going forward, May onward. And so focusing on healing of the heart can be really helpful. Malachite is a beautiful stone to use for that. And Archangel Raphael is a wonderful archangel to call on or to work with to assist you in doing some relationship, personal healing, and physical or heart healing as well. This is really going to provide a lot of stability for you. And I do see that the focus really is on your relationship with yourself at the end of the day. That's really the overarching energy for May, is your relationship and love for yourself. And that is going to produce a lot of opportunity for you and victory as well in the realms of romance when it comes to your relationships with other people. Because as we know, the heart chakra is your relationship with self and then by extension, your relationship with other people. So if your relationship with yourself is healthy, then your relationships with other people will be a reflection of that, or an iteration of that. So being able to stay within your heart and do the healing for yourself on your own behalf that you're needing to do in the month of May. And this could be getting clear on the facts. It could be implementing a health regime. It could be reaching out to people and creating a sense of community through these relationships. Or it could be dating, but not with the intention of necessarily filling a void, more so just for the experience and the fun and the joy of it. Again, kind of holding back a little bit, but not with a closed heart, just with the awareness that the focus is really on you and your relationship with yourself. That is what's going to produce the opportunity for this potential new beginning or new journey or leap of faith into new experiences, new relationships, or into something even better down the line. So even though we're getting it's not the right time, I feel like it's not a no, it's just a not yet. So if there are some things that you're wanting to create going forward, it's going to happen, especially if you connect to your inner creativity and you allow yourself to really dive deep into your relationship with you, then that's going to come to fruition in a super positive way down the line, and it may be in the months to come. So keep yourself open to that while still focusing on what you need to do now to heal, to ground yourself, to take care of your body, your mind, your soul, and especially your heart. So that is what I see for you in the month of May, pile number 1. This is a beautiful reading. I really hope that it resonated and that it supported you through the rest of the month, whenever you happen to be watching this. And if you are needing any support, healing, or guidance, specifically related to the heart chakra or relationships, I am a professional psychic medium and I have a whole bevy of different services that can support you. For this, I would recommend the psychic energy reading and healing session, as those we can get very specific into what's going on within your chakra system, your physical body, your soul, your past lives. All of those things can be covered and addressed in those readings. All right, guys, then you can find the information for that in the description box below at the link to my website. Sending you so much love and blessings for May and beyond, and we will see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi pile number 2. Welcome to your May monthly reading. So the way that this reading is going to work is that I'm actually going to be using a spread, which I don't do very often on this channel, and this harkens back to the days when I was doing zodiac readings for the monthly readings over on my other channel, To Kitty and Beyond, which I don't do there anymore. So the way that this is going to work is we're going to do, the first card is the overall energy, the second card is the obstacle, the third is the advice and guidance from spirit, and the fourth is the possible outcome. I have also pre-selected 3 different oracle decks specifically for your reading, pile number 2, so we're going to take a look at what those have to say as well. So let's go ahead and jump into your reading. Let me just put it where you can see it. All right, so for pile number 2, what is the overall energy for the month of May? You have patience and planning, which is the 7 of Pentacles. What is the obstacle or challenge to overcome or to grow through for pile number 2? You have foundation and achievements, and it came out sort of sideways, almost reversed, but I'm going to take it upright and I'll read it how it feels energetically. The advice and guidance from spirit. What is the advice? Oh, it's this one here. Passion ignited, which is the Ace of Wands. And I forgot if I mentioned this one, it's the 4 of Wands. Okay. And what is the possible outcome or potential energy for pile number 2? And there's 2 here, so I will take both of them. Ooh, wow. You have transformation, which is the Death card in the traditional tarot, and this is the 8 of Swords, trapped in fear, clarifying that as well. Okay, Actually, let me just arrange this a little better. All right, so pile number 2, your overall energy for the month of May is patience and planning. So this is a month for you to really kind of look at what you need to do. I'm hearing the word strategy in my head. So this is a great time for you to be strategizing what you'd like to achieve going forward, as the next card is Foundation Achievements and then Passion Ignited. So there is a focus on what it is that you're wanting to do, what it is that you're wanting to create, what are you moving toward, what are your goals, and how are you going to achieve those? What do you physically and practically need to implement into your life to get that ball rolling? The obstacle or challenge to overcome this month is the Four of Wands, Foundation and Achievements. You know, usually this is a very positive card, and you can even see in the imagery that it looks quite positive. We have a happy family standing in front of a beautiful home with a rainbow arching over top. So this does feel like a very positive energy that you are moving toward. However, it may feel like an obstacle or challenge that you need to overcome because you may not have what you desire just yet. So you may not have that home or that family or that healthy, happy relationship or the money that you desire or whatever it happens to be. Whatever your goal happens to be, you may not have achieved it yet. And that's why your guidance for May is to strategize. It's to plan. It's to start forming a cohesive step-by-step process through which you can get to your goal and experience that which you desire. The advice and guidance from Spirit to do that is beautiful because you have the Ace of Wands here. This is passion ignited. It is a new inspiration that comes in that helps you to feel the fire and the flame of that excitement and of that idea within your body, and that can then be implemented or acted on. So the Ace of Wands is a wonderful new beginning type of energy that helps to support you in implementing something new. So if you're planning and strategizing and you have your idea of your goal in mind, the Ace of Wands comes in like a magic wand from the universe saying, here you go, here's some energy for you to start doing that. So whether it is starting a new health routine or going out and starting to date again, if your ideal achievement or goal is to have a relationship and you're single, or if it's to improve something else in your life, this could be a creative idea that just comes into your mind and all of a sudden you're just so excited about it and so driven to achieve it that now you're focusing on how you're going to do that. What skills do you need to learn? What tools do you need to do that? What practical things are needing to be moved through to realistically achieve that goal? Now, it's interesting because the possible outcome and potential energy here is a little bit more tricky in comparison to the rest of your reading. However, I do want to note that possible outcome and potential energy is just that, possible and potential. It is not set in stone, and sometimes Spirit will use this type of guidance to help you to see what's not working for you so that you can move out of it, or they will show you a potential that you can achieve that will help you to move towards it. So it varies from reading to reading, but what I'm seeing here for you is the transformation is part of the process here. It's a necessary part of or stage of this development towards achieving your goal. So you will have to transform some aspect of yourself to step into this new life. It's as though you can't stay the same and expect your life to change. You have to change yourself to experience the changes that will bring externally. It's a direct correlation is what they're telling me. So that's why they're saying, planning and strategizing and having patience with this process is also really important. It's like the caterpillar who does not rush the process of going into the chrysalis and breaking itself down to reform into something beautiful and free. Because that's what I see here is this butterfly energy, and she quite literally has like butterfly wings behind her, is helping you to escape or to achieve freedom from some previous limitations where you were trapped in fear, where you felt constricted by your beliefs or by your situation or circumstance, or simply just by this goal feeling as though it's out of your reach. That's kind of what's coming through, is that in the past you may have felt as though you had this idea or this goal, but in your mindset, it was like it's not achievable no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try. It just never really came to fruition, or you just didn't even try to move towards it because you felt as though it was completely impossible to begin with. So why would you spend that energy or time or money or whatever it happened to be on moving toward it? But what they're showing me at spirit level is that it is possible for you. It has been put into your mind for a reason, or you have a soul passion or calling towards it for a reason. It's not just some pie in the sky dream. It's actually something that has been nudged toward you and that you're being called toward through your own passion. And so there's purpose in it. So it's releasing these fears, it's releasing these limitations of the mind that have kept you in those limiting beliefs, and therefore that restrictive energy and misaligned with the frequency of actually taking action towards what you want to achieve. So the transformation here is really saying, you know what, I'm going to try for it, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to follow my passion no matter what, and I'm going to be patient about it, and I'm going to strategize. So it's not like you're just jumping into the unknown unprepared. You are doing it in a very practical, grounded way, but you're also allowing your heart to guide you. And I absolutely love that. So let's take a look at your oracle cards. The first deck that wanted to be here for your reading is the Amenti Oracle. This is a beautifully illustrated oracle deck that discusses the principles of the halls of Amenti, which are where your heart is gone to weigh after your death, and it must be lighter than a feather for you to pass through into the afterlife. So this is kind of what we were just talking about. It's like you're following your heart, and your heart grows heavy if you don't follow it, if you don't allow yourself to be free, if you allow these fears and these restrictions to keep you stuck. So that's a perfect addition to the message that we were literally just talking about. So let's take a look and see what this deck has for you. Pile number 2 in the month of May. I do feel this card, and I almost passed by it. Oh, that's the message too, isn't it? If you've had a dream that you've been kind of passing by or letting kind of slip away from you, and you've been moving past it, there's still time. There's still time to pull it out. There's still time to take it in your hand and see what it is. I can be trusted. I love this. This really speaks to you being able to trust yourself, pile number 2. You can trust yourself. You can trust your calling. You can trust your intuition to guide you into the path that is best suited for you. Oops, let me move that over so you can see it. You can be trusted, and your guides and spirit can be trusted as well. I think some of this may have been around fear that what you were receiving or what you were thinking and planning for wasn't possible. And so you're like, I can't trust that vision. I can't trust myself to do that, or I can't trust the world to make that happen for me, or whatever the case was. But really, it's like if you can just believe it, it will give you the momentum to actually start moving towards it. But you have to believe that it's possible first. You have to trust yourself here. What else is pile number 2? Oh, I thought it was this one, but it's actually this one. I am forgiving. Oh, okay, so if you are struggling with forgiving, if you are struggling with being trapped in fear in your own mind and having listened to those limitations, not gone after what you're passionate about, or not taken steps to implement your dreams, then it's like you haven't been trusting yourself. And because you haven't been trusting yourself, there's a part of you that's angry or upset with you. And so being able to forgive yourself for this is really going to help you to move forward. It's really going to help you to break free from that restriction, that limitation. The next deck we have for you, pile number 2, is the Moonology deck. And this one is all about the moon cycles. So I'm very interested to see what this deck has to say for you in the month of May. Look at that. You have the moon in Taurus, and May is Taurus month. So this is a great omen. It's the word I'm hearing. It's a great omen or a great portent for abundance to come. And that's exactly what it says. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So maybe look to the month of May. Where is the new moon in Taurus? What date is that falling on? And maybe focusing on strategizing and planning toward that date, because Taurus season, which is May, is also, Taurus is a very grounded, practical energy. It's the sign of the bull. So it's slow to get started, but once it has a direction, like once it has a goal in mind, it is very fiery, very passionate, and super powerful. So yes, it's very sort of slow, steady, grounded, stable, but when driven towards a goal, it is extremely powerful. They're showing me like the bull and the matador. Okay, there's some interesting messages coming through with that imagery. So the first thing that I was kind of picking up on was that the bull is very powerful, and if you wave something in front of it, it's going to go after it very, very powerfully. Now, the other side of that message is that you may have felt as though your imagination or your dreams were kind of waving this red cape in front of you saying, come get this dream, come get this dream. And maybe you charged for it before and then it was pulled away. And it's frustrating. It's like it frustrates the bull because it's going after this thing it's being taunted by. It's so powerful, the bull, but it's not able to get at what it wants. And it's like the matador just kind of twirls and dances away, very agile. So you may have been upset at the universe for having kind of taken this dream away from you, seemingly through your situation, your experience, or your life circumstances. I do see that what the guidance is saying here is that it wasn't taken away from you because you weren't meant to have it. It was taken away from you because it wasn't the right time, or you weren't developed enough at that stage to be able to actually live that life, to actually be that version of you. And so that's why this transformation needs to happen, is because you actually have to become the version of you that's ready to receive that gift, or that dream, or that achievement. So it's not that you are unworthy. It's not that you're being taunted. It's not that you're being kind of like dangled a carrot and then you don't get the reward or the result that you're desiring. It's actually that you need to plan a little bit better about how you're going to transform yourself. Like, what do you need to be? And what would you need to do every day to become that, to achieve this dream? Because you are meant for it, but you do have to transform yourself to become that. Wow. Oh, there's one more from this deck. Okay. There it is. Look at that. You have the North Node. This is destiny. The North Node in astrology is what we are destined in this lifetime to develop into. And that's exactly what we were just talking about. It's developing yourself into that which you are fated or destined to become. But it does feel uncomfortable because it is outside of your comfort zone. The North Node is an area of your development that you have not done yet in any previous lives, versus the South Node, which is where you're comfortable and that's what you've developed over the previous lifetimes that came before this one. So in this reading, what I'm seeing very clearly here for you, pile number 2, is that you are destined for whatever this dream, this goal, or this achievement is. And the fact that you didn't or you were not able to achieve it in the past was not because it wasn't meant for you. It was because you weren't ready for it, or you were not that person yet. But everything that you've been through up until this point has been leading you into the development of that which is going to call you into this purpose, this passion, this transformation, which will really create circumstances that will be a match to that new version of you. And then we have the crystal, what is the Crystal Masters deck? I can't remember if that's the correct name, but this deck is using Ascended Masters, angels, and crystals, as well as mandalas to transmit energy and messages. So let's take a look at, actually, let me hold it this way because these are big. What messages are coming through for pile number 2 in May? Oh, wow. You have the spear of the Guru Mother, which is Goddess Durga, and hematite. Hematite is extremely grounding, purifying, and it's also very magnetic. Like if you actually, you know what? I'll show you my hematite. So these are 2 pieces of hematite that I have. This one and this necklace is also hematite as well. So you can see that it's magnetic. Whoop. These are just fun to play with. So hematite is a great crystal for grounding, for purification, and like I said, it's very magnetic and attractive. So I do feel as though doing this transformation for yourself and being very driven and goal-oriented towards this dream, that's what's going to purify and therefore transform you into the version of you that is going to be ready to receive the circumstances of that goal and that achievement of that dream. They are guiding me to actually grab the guidebook and read the description for this card. So just give me a second. Where is that though? Oh shoot, it's all the way in there. Okay. All right, so there was a couple of messages that came through even as I was retrieving the guidebook. The first was that I realized my guidebook was in a box behind me where I store a lot of like my tarot accessories or tarot and oracle that I haven't used frequently. And I had to stand on my chair to get up to the box and take the crystals that I have stored on top of the box off of the box. And it was like this whole big process just to get this book. And in my mind, I'm going, oh, this is a lot of work to go through just to get this. And they were like, yeah, that's exactly what pile 2 needs to hear, is that there are some physical things and efforts that you need to put in, and you might have to climb up a little bit, and you might have to do some monotonous type things or remove some obstacles and reach for what you want, right? By doing all of this process of getting to it. And then it's funny because what was sitting right on top or right next to the box was this card that I have. I let go and allow the universe to do her thing. So you got this little bonus card as well. And I do feel as though, especially since it's the Spear of the Guru Mother and you have allowing the universe to do her thing, there's an emphasis on the feminine, which is about receiving. So you have a really interesting combination of masculine, which is doing, strategizing, planning, taking action, and then the feminine, which is receiving and being able to allow this dream to come in. So I do feel as though part of this is you taking action, and part of this is you relaxing and allowing this transformation to take place and allowing this work to bring in the results that you're desiring. So not getting too attached to the outcome and just focusing on who you are becoming in the process. Okay, so let's take a look at number 52, Goddess Durga and Hematite, Spear of the Guru Mother. We bring you the empowerment of Spear of the Guru Mother. Sometimes there is so much choice that we struggle to commit. It is often not an issue of unwillingness to make an effort, but concern that the choice might not be the right choice. We might pray to the universe to be shown what to do according to a wisdom greater than our own. Although our free will is always in place, we are able to accept a task divinely given or reject it. The universe answers every prayer. In your heart, you have been asking for guidance to be shown what you need to do in a particular situation, or perhaps more generally in your life at this time. You want to know the best way forward so your actions are in alignment with heaven. In response, you have now become the Spear of the Guru Mother. So the Spear of the Guru Mother is the direct, focused, and clear task given to you by the fiercely compassionate Divine Feminine. The Guru Mother is the unconditionally loving guide who will protect your soul, keeping you on the straight and narrow, spiritually speaking, and ensure that your efforts bring you the best spiritual results and will not lead you off onto a distracting and ultimately unnecessary tangent. Although you can choose whether or not you wish to accept the task, know that it has been divinely bestowed upon you. How do you know which task this is? Look to your life. What's happening? What's possible for you to act upon? Where is your growth edge? What are you currently empowered to do? There's your task. Do what you can and do it now. The oracle also comes to you with this understanding. If the divine gives you a task, you can handle it. Even if you are going to need to grow, you have it within to complete it successfully. When the universe gives you an opportunity or life situation to work through, it is giving you a vote of confidence. The Divine Mother says to you, "Here is my will. I'll empower you. Now go for it." If you want to take her advice, don't hesitate or doubt. Be as focused and forward-moving as if you were the spear that she had thrown with her almighty hand and flawless aim, heading straight towards the center of your target. When the oracle of Spear of the Guru Mother comes to you, you are being told your efforts have divine power behind them. The situations in your life you are willing to grapple with are going to resolve far more quickly and potently than you might have believed possible. The power of your own efforts, amplified with the divine will, creates extraordinary movement. Distraction, procrastination, and hesitation shall not touch you. Your focus will be complete and your task shall be attained. The trust you feel in yourself and the divine will increase because of this. You will gain more confidence in yourself. You'll become game for bigger and bolder challenges. The universe will be able to ask more of you and give you more because you shall be increasingly open to it. The risk you take at this time with absolute intention will bring you so much more than resolution of the task at hand. And if you feel overwhelmed, confused, pulled in too many directions, and feeling as though you are trying to do everything and completing nothing, this oracle comes with guidance. The spear of the Guru Mother, if requested, will fly through your life and take you along with it for the ride. The unleashing of divine will shall clear away the inessentials and reveal to you what is important and what you need to do. If you are willing to surrender into this fierce grace, you will be honored by it. Go into your heart, and if you feel brave and bold enough, you are, then complete the following healing process to invoke the Guru Mother's intervention. And I will show you the healing process. Okay, so I'm not going to read through the healing process, but if you would like to pause the video and read it to yourself or take a screenshot so you can work with this later, then feel free to do so. So this is, again, the Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild. There we go. I'm glad that I got the name of this because they called me to look for it, the guidebook. So I love the fact that all of the messages that were coming through in the other cards were really highlighted and detailed in so much more depth with that guidebook message regarding this card. So pile number 2, I think your message is very clear and that it has been delivered. So go forth and conquer, trust yourself and trust the universe. You are meant for bigger things. All right, I'm sending you so much love and blessings. That is your reading for May 2023, and I wish you so much luck in this endeavor for May and beyond. If you're needing any additional support into manifesting, getting into alignment, doing any spiritual healing, if you need some personal guidance or direction in this realm of action, I am a professional psychic medium, energy healer, and Akashic reader, and you can find all of my services linked in the description box below. There's a link to access my website there. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more pick a card readings, and we will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your May monthly reading. So the way this reading is going to work is I'm actually going to be using a spread that I used to use for the zodiac readings back on my other YouTube channel, To Kitty and Beyond. So the first card is the overall energy. The second is the obstacle or challenge to grow through or overcome this month. The third is the advice and guidance from Spirit, and the fourth is the possible outcome. I have also selected 3 specific oracle decks that have requested to be here for you in this reading, and we will get into those as well. So let's go ahead and look at what's coming up for you in the month of May. Okay, so the overall energy for pile number 3 in the month of May. The overall energy. You have the 8 of Cups. What is the obstacle or challenge for pile number 3 to overcome in the month of May? I feel this one underneath here. The 10 of Wands. What is the advice and guidance from Spirit for them to overcome this challenge and to empower themselves in the month of May? This one's sitting right on top. The 3 of Wands. And the possible outcome or potential energy that will come from this. This one here. You have the 4 of Coins. Okay. So, pile number 3, your overall energy in May is the Eight of Cups, which is about going towards something that feels more fulfilling than where you're currently at. So, it is the walking away card, it is moving in a new direction or going on some kind of a journey. And it may be a journey of self-discovery. It may be helping you to find out what it is that you truly want. But first, to do that, it is important to let go of all of the things that have been weighing you down, all of the responsibilities and obligations that have been set on your shoulders or put onto your plate that are preventing you from really having that sense of fulfillment or actualizing what it is that you desire, or even knowing what it is that you desire if you've been so overburdened and over encumbered by all of these things that have been preventing you from really knowing who you truly are and what you truly want. The advice and guidance from Spirit here is the Three of Wands, which I love because the obstacle is a Wands card, and then the solution is also in the Wands energy, which is all about passion, movement, initiative, action, and creative expression. So especially with the Three of Wands here, I see that the solution to this problem is to follow what ignites that passion, like what brings you joy. Ask yourself that and follow that direction wherever it may guide you. So maybe it's guiding you into a new hobby, or maybe it's just you reigniting an old passion that you used to have that you lost along the way because you got overburdened by the responsibilities that life came with along the way. The possible outcome and potential energy of this being the Four of Coins here is really speaking about newfound stability in your sense of self. I'm feeling as though you're going on this quest of self-discovery in the month of May to reconnect to who you are and what you're passionate about, and maybe even to renew or to find a new creative expression or creative passion that will help you to relieve some of that stress and some of that worry or some of that heaviness that you've been carrying around from other things in your life. I feel as though this quest or this journey of self-discovery is really going to help you to feel more grounded, more embodied, and much more safe and stable within yourself, which is going to be amazing for growing a foundation of anything else that wants to come along with that. Now, when we get into your oracle cards, I did want to note that you chose the deck that has dragons on it. First of all, dragons are an animal type of energy, but they're very, very high vibration. Dragons are an energy, they're an archetype, they're mythological, but they're also angelic type of beings in and of themselves. It's a little bit different than the angel realm, but dragons are really, really cool creatures, and they're fantastic protectors, and they're wonderful guides to help you to reconnect with what you value, what you treasure within yourself. They can help you to find that hidden treasure that has been lost within or buried underneath all of these heavy burdens and lost over time. So the reason I brought that up is because the 3 oracle decks that we've chosen are very, very nature-based decks. So we have the Cosmic Creatures deck, we have the Druid Animal Oracle deck, and we also have, I believe this one is called Whispers of Nature. So I'm actually going to start with Whispers of Nature, and then we'll go into animal decks. Okay, so what does pile number 3, it's this one here. Oh, I knew it was going to be that one. Clear out the old. It's funny because when I picked this deck up, I believe this was actually the one on the bottom of the deck, and I forgot that was there. But I did see that when I was setting the deck down on the table. So clear out the old really speaks to what we were seeing here in the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Cups as well. It's really kind of letting go of the old and moving away from things that no longer feel satisfying to you so that you can walk into a new, very passionate, very open-hearted, very spiritually aligned life for yourself. So releasing any of the obligations or responsibilities or self-limiting behaviors that have weighed you down and prevented you from being who you want to be or going where you want to go. Okay, let's get another one for pile number 3. This one as well. Oh, I love that. You have make a wish, which is number one. And this is a new beginning, a potential that's being kind of granted to you here by Spirit and saying, make a wish and whatever you wish will come true so long as you let go of the old, so long as you clear out. And this could quite literally, especially with the 10 of Wands here, this could indicate physically clearing or decluttering your home, letting things go, or this could be moving in a new direction as well. So maybe you're looking for a new home, because what they're showing me here in the card is it looks like a clock. At first I thought it was a house, but I think it's actually Stonehenge, and it looks like a clock or a stopwatch. And there's like this sun radiating out from behind Stonehenge. So it does feel like there's something to do with time here. It's time to go. You also have this keyhole in this man's chest, and he's got the key there hanging from his blindfold. How interesting. So the owl represents wisdom here and being able to see in the dark. So look at that. He's also got light shining from behind his blindfold. And there's a shooting star in the background. Wow, there's so many messages in this artwork. Oh, I'm so sorry you couldn't see that. There is a shooting star in the background here. So this artwork is so detailed and so beautiful that I'm just channeling so much information that's coming from it. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay. Those are dandelion fluffs, the same as you have in Make-A-Wish. This is beautiful. So pile number 3, you are divinely being provided with an opportunity here to make a wish that will come true and allow you to follow your heart in a new direction. The time is now, and you're being guided toward this location or this relationship or this situation that will bring you a lot of wisdom and unlock within you your ability to see something that you didn't necessarily see before, or that you were kind of, maybe you saw it, but you weren't able to express it. And that shooting star is also about making a wish. Same with the dandelion fluffs. So it's really, what do you desire? Make the wish and it will come true. It's time. The universe is really on your side here with this. So let's take a look at your Cosmic Creatures Oracle cards. So for pile number 3, what do they need to know in the month of May from the Cosmic Creatures? No. Okay. As I was shuffling, they said just keep shuffling until it comes out. And I said, okay, because sometimes I pick intuitively. I'll just pull the cards that I see or that I feel intuitively called to. But these ones, they said, wait till they fall out. Oh my God. You have the dragon card. I knew the dragon energy was really dominant in this reading, and I knew that there was going to be another dragon that came up, and that's why I mentioned the dragon deck before. I love these readings because you really see the magic of things manifesting right before your eyes. So the dragon here is again speaking to me of following your heart. It's going off on an adventure or on a journey, and it's really to find that hidden treasure that lies within you, that you like, it's behind your eyes, but you've been blindfolded to it, and it's time to unlock it. It's time to make that wish come true by reconnecting to this treasure within you, this power within you as well. I see that too. The power that's with the dragon is palpable, very, very strong. You also have the rat. Okay, so the rat really speaks to me of being resourceful. It's like looking at the scraps of what you have and kind of seeing what you can get rid of or what you can use for other things. So the rat kind of always makes me think of like garbage. Obviously, it's getting rid of things, it's decluttering, it's clearing out the old, but it's also being resourceful with what you do have that you can use in a different way. So maybe there's something that you've kind of just been sitting or gathering dust and you've thought about throwing it away, but maybe it's actually actually something that can serve you in a different way than you originally intended or that you thought. So the rat here is a great guide. This is a spirit animal guide that's here to help you to be resourceful in this way. And rats are also extremely intelligent. They're very clever and they're problem solvers. So being able to see something in a different way and being very resourceful in that sense is going to help you to find a solution to a problem. You also have Firefly. Beautiful card here. I love all the stars here. It's making me think of like Wish Upon a Star, again with that shooting star that we saw on the other card. The firefly here, if you've ever seen fireflies, I remember I was at a cottage one year in the summer and there were fireflies, and it was in like northern Ontario, and it was absolutely magical. It was like there was sparks of stars, like shooting stars all around me and in the air. It was gorgeous and magical and really transcendent experience. Now I'm seeing them here coming up as an indication of this magic that is surrounding you and that's calling you in this new direction. It's almost like will-o'-the-wisp type of energy. If you're familiar with that mythology, the will-o'-the-wisp is something that guides you in a direction. And if you've ever seen the movie Brave, that's kind of the energy I'm getting here. And it's so funny that that's the movie that came to my mind when I thought of that, because it's all about her mother being transformed into a bear. And you have all of these animal and nature spirits coming through really, really strongly for you in your reading pile number 3. So working with the energy of nature, the elementals, the animals, and the animal guides and spirits is going to help you phenomenally in the month of May. And it is Taurus season, which is the bull, so that is an animal in and of itself, and Taurus is an earth sign, which is connected to nature. So I do see this as a big support for you through the course of this month. It's going to help to guide you. It's going to help to grant these wishes. It's going to help you reconnect to your power and find solutions to problems in a very resourceful way that you did not expect. All right, so now let's grab some from the Druid Animal Oracle deck. And it's so funny that the Druid Animal Oracle deck wants to be here because the movie Brave is Celtic. It's Scottish, I believe. So this is where Druidry, it was like Ireland, Scotland, Wales, really originated. So if you have affiliations there, like if you have ancestry from Ireland, or if you are called to Irish lore or mythology or the nature spirits and fairies and the fae realm and the elemental realm, then this is a really, really strong message for you to dive into that mythology, to explore that mystical art as well as what I just heard. So there's lots of divination in that too. Like the old ways is what I just heard, the old ways. So whether this is in your bloodline or this is a place that you lived in a past life, this energy is coming through for you to reconnect to it as well. So that could be the new calling that you're going toward. Very interesting. Okay, so what does the Druid Animal deck, the Druid Animal Oracle deck have for pile number 3? I feel this one here. You have the wolf. Okay. This one I do want to read from the deck, or from the guidebook. Wolf, pronounced in Celtic as foil. Keywords are intuition, learning, and the shadow. Foil brings a strong sense of faithfulness, inner strength, and intuition. But the wolf brings learning too. Okay. I have to stop. I'm sorry. I just got deja vu. If you've followed me for a while and you've looked at my other channel, To Kitty and Beyond, I posted a couple of different videos on this over the years about how deja vu can indicate a timeline shift. So any time that I've ever experienced major deja vu in my life has been right before or during a massive shift in my sense of self and a massive change in direction in my life. So for example, I went from serving in a restaurant that it was fine, but I was not happy and I was not fulfilled for 10 years, to learning Reiki and completely transforming my life, starting my own business, moving across the country, completely changing everything that I was and that I was doing. And I was experiencing so much deja vu leading up to that shift and during it as well. So the reason they wanted me to stop and tell you this story is because this is part of this Eight of Cups energy, where you're moving out of this old version of you, or this old unfulfilling lifestyle or circumstance or situation, or even your like sense of self, into something that is so much bigger and so much grander. But it is going to require you to clear out the old. It's going to require you to do a little bit of decluttering and work to remove things that are not aligned with that. Slowly but surely, and forming this intention and forming this new wish and sending it out. Because the Three of Wands, even underneath this, I didn't mention that, but the Three of Wands can also be about sending something out into the universe. It can be setting an intention, sending out emails, sending out an idea or something like that, and then waiting for it to kind of be picked up and gain momentum. Okay, so back to your card. Sometimes you need to cross barriers, to take risks, to go beyond the limited compass of normal behavior in order to learn and grow. Although crossing these boundaries may seem unattractive or even painful, you need not fear the inner power and strength you feel when you spend time alone. Come to know your deepest self, and even in the darkest places, you will find courage and spiritual companionship. So the wolf here is really speaking about reconnecting with your intuition. It's following your heart and reconnecting with the divine through your spiritual self. And that's really the Eight of Cups as well. It's like finding your own inner fulfillment. And the story that I told you was quite literally me being in a line of work that was very mundane and misaligned and unfulfilling because of that. And it was a heavy burden for me to carry. It was very Ten of Wands energy, because I was stressed out all the time. I was constantly under pressure. I was running myself ragged. I was hitting burnout so often. And then looking for meaning or looking for purpose. It really was like a dark night of the soul time in my life. But it led to this great awakening. It led to these guides coming in and leading me in the direction that was really going to empower me and activate within me my divinity and my true spiritual purpose and creative expression. So I do see that the wolf here is speaking of kind of taking some time to yourself to go inward. I just noticed that that was unbalanced. Sorry. That would bug me if I was watching it. The wolf is about going inward and reconnecting with yourself, spending time alone. And especially since in my mind, the wolf can represent our fear as well. Like wolves are often represented as, well, they are predators, but you know, even in movies and things, and the archetype of the wolf can be like a shadow fear. And that's what this is talking about as well. It is learning the shadow and connecting to your intuition. So being able to howl at the moon, and the moon is the subconscious mind where all of the shadow is held, and to reconnect to that fierce wildness within you. Oh, that's what this is. Thank you, wolf. Thank you, spirit. All of these animal and nature decks are here because you're supposed to be reconnecting with your wildness in May. So rewilding is what I just heard in my head. A great book for that, especially if you're a woman, is, hold on, I'll grab it. Where is it? Oh my God, and I didn't even remember that the wolf is literally in the name. Hold on, you're going to laugh when you see this. Women Who Run with the Wolves. Can you see all of that? So this book, I haven't finished it, but it is absolutely fascinating. It is she's a PhD, she's a psychologist, I believe, and she's looking at all of these myths from different cultures over time, and very, very grounded nature types of ancestral stories and archetypes that are being expressed, and she analyzes them through the development of psychology and through the development of the mind. So very Jungian. I think she did study Carl Jung as well. So this is a super super helpful book in understanding your own archetypes, which can help you to dive into the subconscious and into that shadow realm to really find meaning in those deeper parts of yourself or those deeper unconscious things that lurk beneath the surface and you may be afraid of. But the fireflies are going to be guiding the way. That inner light behind your eyes is going to provide the path that leads you forward. So don't be afraid of the darkness. You have all of the resources you need to be able to get through that very powerfully, very strongly protected. You're super, super protected here by all of these nature spirits, and you're being guided by the divine. So it is time. I do see that it's like this is a fated type of development for you. It is a very, very powerful magical, really, that's the word. Like, it's so magical that you're being called into this deep work for yourself to really develop. This is very 12th house energy, by the way. So check where the transits are occurring for you in the month of March, or sorry, that's so funny, I said March, in the month of May. Maybe there's something that's connected to the month of March here that may have been initiated then or will be coming to conclusion in March of next year. So take a look at that and see what comes up around that. But yeah, I see a lot of growth for you and a lot of personal power as you reconnect to your wild energy within. Absolutely amazing, fascinating reading, pile number 3. So that is what I see for you for the month of May. And if you are looking for a guide into the darkness of your subconscious mind or into your shadow self, I am a professional psychic medium, and I have worked with hundreds of clients in diving deep into the subconscious, the shadow self, the different timelines, archetypes, and working with spirit guides and different types of protectors as well. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I do have a whole list of services that you can find on my website, which is linked in the description box below. And I want to send you so much love and blessings on this very sacred internal journey that it looks like you'll be going on in the month of May and beyond. And so we will see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi pile number 4. Welcome to your May monthly reading. So I'm actually going to be using a spread for this reading, which I normally wouldn't do, but this is what I used to do back when I was doing zodiac readings on my other channel, 2Kitty and Beyond. So we're going to do a 4-card spread going into the overall energy, the obstacle or challenge in the month of May, and the advice and guidance, as well as the possible outcome. And I've also pre-selected 2 separate oracle decks. Actually, technically, one of them is an oracle deck. The other one is some runes that I happen to have and I haven't used in years. So you guys get an extra special reading for May, as we are going to be using those very unique forms of divination in addition to your chosen deck. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what is coming up for you in the month of May. So for pile number 4, what is the overall energy for them in the month of May? You have the 2 of Cups in reverse. What is the obstacle or challenge to overcome in the month of May? The 4 of Cups. What is the advice and guidance from Spirit? You have the Queen of Pentacles. And the possible outcome or potential energy. Interesting, you have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So I just needed to change the angle a little bit. All right, so for you, pile number 4, what I'm seeing in the month of May is that you may have some upheavals in your relationships. You may just be focusing on other things though, so I don't necessarily think that it's going to be a bad thing. I do feel as though it's just not necessarily the focus this month. And the challenge for you to overcome and to grow through really is the 4 of Cups, which is a little bit of a challenging energy because you may be feeling as though there's some dissatisfaction or some boredom in the month of May. You might just kind of be trying to find some meaning. That's what I'm feeling, as though you're just kind of feeling a little bit lost, maybe a little disconnected, and you're trying to find meaning in this next stage of your life, because it does feel like there is a little bit of a transition happening, maybe from February. I'm hearing February in my head, so February, March, April, and then going into May, June, and July, it's going to be kind of a separate chapter. So there does feel as though there's a little bit of soul searching going on and trying to find what's going to satisfy you or what's going to fill that void. The advice and guidance from Spirit is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is really about you nurturing yourself, and that's what's going to foster growth. And the Queen of Pentacles is such a lavish, abundant, grounded, very sensual energy. So this is really about kind of reconnecting with yourself on those multiple levels. So how can you spoil yourself, treat yourself nicely, maybe even buy yourself some things, because that's going to really kind of reconnect you with that energy of love and connection and nurturance for yourself. I feel as though that's what's really going to help in regard to that reversed Two of Cups. Being able to nurture and mother yourself in that way, and it doesn't have to be financially, it doesn't have to be, by buying yourself things. It could just be like you cook yourself a really nice home-cooked meal that's just for you, and you plate it beautifully, and you eat it by candlelight, watching your favorite movie or something like that. It's like a very sensual, sensory experience type of energy that you're nurturing yourself through. That is what's going to help you in the month of May, especially since it's Taurus season, and Taurus is essentially represented by the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a great energy to be in the month of May. It can help you to reconnect to your senses, reconnect to your desires, reconnect to your physical body, get nice and grounded, and enjoy the physical aspects of life. The possible outcome and potential energy is the Page of Pentacles, which does play really nicely together with the Queen of Pentacles. So this is an investment that you're putting in. The outcome energy is you're going to get that back. There may be messages of opportunities for financial growth, or people might be giving to you in the same way that you're giving to yourself. So maybe where there was stagnancy in relationships to begin with, by the end of the month or moving into June and July, there's going to be more reciprocation. There's going to be more equality in your partnerships, relationships of all kinds, and also in your finances, I'm hearing as well. So this will essentially bring in more opportunity for all of these things to be more balanced as you focus on yourself, nurturing yourself, healing yourself, and maybe even connecting with someone who embodies that energy as well. So this could be an actual person outside of you, the Queen of Pentacles. It could be somebody who's very nurturing, very motherly, very abundant, very stable and grounded, and they're willing to, or it's actually a great pleasure for them to be able to provide for you in that way. So that could be what also kind of brings you out of this dissatisfaction, boredom, feeling kind of lost, and gets you back into what you really enjoy and what you needed all along. It's like really meeting those base level needs to allow yourself to emotionally have your needs met as well. So it's like the physical needs and the emotional needs are very connected for you this month. That's going to, like I said, result in some really good opportunities, or maybe even some potential reciprocation or some financial things coming in for you, because as you treat yourself well, the universe is going to reciprocate. That being said, let's take a look at your oracle decks. And it's really interesting to me that the one oracle deck that I chose is a crystal deck, and the other one that I chose is the runes that I have. So I have my divination rune set. We're going to be using those. And we're also going to be using the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. So I find it interesting, and I wanted to note that both of your chosen oracles are crystal based. So one is a crystal based deck, and one are quite literally crystals with runes engraved into them. And I love that you've chosen the clear quartz, and since we do have all of these pentacle cards here, I feel as though crystals and earth energy are going to be really helpful for you this month as well. So if you connect with crystals, and well, let's see what crystals come up here. Maybe you'll be called to work with those, or maybe you'll go out and find some that you resonate with. All right, so for pile number 4, what messages from the Healing Crystal Oracle are wanting to come through for them in the month of May. Okay, they're just telling me to keep shuffling, so it's in there. They just want me to get the energy moving in this deck again because it has been sitting for quite some time. Oops, look at that. Okay, we have a huge chunk and they're telling me no on these. So they just wanted me to actually have that happen so that it would hit this crystal quartz. The crystal quartz was helping to clear the energy. Actually, you know what? Let me just do this for a second. I need to clear the energy of this deck because it's been a while since I've used it. Okay. All right, so what just happened there was I tuned into my deck because decks have energies of their own and they have specific kind of almost like personalities. And what was needing to happen here was not only to clear it through shuffling and to clear it through the connection to the crystal quartz, it was actually needing me to reconnect with it. So because I haven't used this deck in so long, it's been sitting in storage for quite some time. It really was feeling a little bit neglected. And I think that that's very much connected to the energy of your reading here, that you have maybe been feeling neglected by the people in your life. And that's what's leading to this feeling of dissatisfaction, or as though you don't have enough, and not necessarily noticing where some of that opportunity for connection is actually coming in. And that's why this Queen of Pentacles is here to help to renew that connection and re-foster that intimacy that can help to grow. It's all about growth, but we have to have connection for growth to happen. So what I had to do there was to reconnect to the deck and send it love, and I also needed to kind of apologize for leaving it alone for so long, and let it know that this is a new era and I'm going to be using it much more often. And from then it was like, okay, yes, now we're ready. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that again. So for pile number 4, are we doing all of these or no? No. So far, the 2 that I've seen were Perselli Bluestone and Turquoise. So if you are drawn or to using those crystals, then that can be a message for you specifically, but I'm feeling these 3, actually 4. So we're going to look at those. All right, so you have Chrysocolla, Blue Lace Agate, Eye of the Storm, and rhodochrosite. Okay. So the first thing I notice is that the rhodochrosite is sitting right underneath the 2 of Cups reversed. And rhodochrosite is very much about the heart chakra and healing through release and surrender is what I'm hearing in my head. Now, I'm not actually super familiar with rhodochrosite, but that's what the energy I'm getting from it is. So I do want to check in the guidebook for all of these. The only one that I'm super familiar with working with personally is Blue Lace Agate, as I do happen to have some of that. And I work with it regularly because it's part of my communication and being able to speak in the way that I do for my work. So let's take a look at rhodochrosite first, and then we'll go through the rest. So rhodochrosite is the heart reviver. Rhodochrosite teaches the heart to assimilate painful feelings without shutting down, dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns. It offers compassionate love and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. The self-understanding here is deep down you feel alienated, unloved, or unappreciated. It's time for a change of viewpoint. Begin to seek the gifts in your experiences rather than seeing the negative effects. Check out whether what you were taught in childhood is still relevant to the person you are today. Releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being. So the rhodochrosite with the 2 of Cups reversed is perfect, really. It's so helpful in understanding how to get out of that energy of lack of reciprocation or feeling as though you're not being appreciated or you're not getting what you need in the relationships that you currently have. The rhodochrosite is going to help you to reconnect to the love that you have for yourself, that nurturing energy, and allowing yourself to release any patterns within relationships that were imbalanced to begin with as well. So let's look at the eye of the storm. The eye of the storm is a safe haven. Eye of the storm is a safe haven for your soul, a calm center no matter what upheavals may occur, a life support system during stressful times or serious illness. Hold on to it during challenges so that you can keep things in perspective. You may be allowing the challenges and traumas of life to push you off center. Stress and pressure are a major cause of your dis-ease. You could be focusing too closely on one aspect of life to the detriment of others. Look at the wider picture. It's time to relax and let go of your stress. Stay mindful rather than watchful. Excess adrenaline adversely affects your immune system. Switch on the positive potentials in your cell walls and meditate quietly to rejuvenate your DNA. You can stay centered and calm no matter what storm rages around you. It's interesting because the eye of the storm is sitting underneath the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is kind of a complacent type of energy, and so it's not necessarily an external storm. It's not like the Tower energy, which would be like things are chaotic around you. The Four of Cups here is much more of an internal storm, or rather a lack thereof. So it just kind of feels like there's something in the air that's almost like it's hanging limply. It's not necessarily really being able to charge forward. You're feeling as though the wind has been taken out of your sails. So it's interesting that the eye of the storm here is talking about being able to really let go of stress and trust yourself in the eye of chaos. But I really see it here in kind of the opposite. It's like if it's a different kind of chaos. It's a stagnant kind of chaos. And so with that, it's the same message, but just different scenario. All right, so with blue lace agate, this is really about self-expression. Blue lace agate connects spirit with intellect, highlighting integrity. It enhances the ability to communicate effectively what is in your mind and heart. Attune to your inner being to express the fullness of who you are. Be confident when speaking in public as you have much to share. You may have been silenced in the past. Repressing thoughts and feelings causes throat problems. So speak your mind gently, honestly, and clearly. You have the gift of serenity. Use it wisely. I see this again being about this serenity, this peace that these two specific cards are bringing in for you to help you to get grounded, to speak your truth, to communicate within your relationships so that you can have the support and resources that you need to feel more safe, more connected, and a greater sense of belonging. That's very much to do with healing some of these older patterns of imbalance or dis-ease where things were not aligned in the relationship dynamics. And so looking at those patterns over the course of May can really help you to understand these things more clearly, and then going forward being more confident in your ability to speak up for what you need. Oh, wow. And chrysocolla is self-love. That's exactly what I was picking up on from the Queen of Pentacles. I love when the Oracle cards and the Tarot cards really kind of get together and have a conversation. So chrysocolla is tranquil and sustaining. Chrysocolla encourages you to remain serene and strong during change or challenge. Dissolving destructive emotional programming, it increases energy assimilation. You have infinite capacity for forgiveness. Love yourself. If you cannot accept yourself, you cannot give love or accept the love of others. To heal your emotional black hole, connect to the universal love that is inside you. It never runs out. You can then give love out to the world and receive it in a never-ending flow. So this is really an opportunity for you in May to come back into your sense of love within yourself. Being able to love yourself is the foundation to being able to have healthy, loving relationships with other people. You have multiple cards here that are speaking of self-love and multiple cards here that are speaking of a time of turmoil or chaos. And so I do feel as though this is very internal, like I was saying before, but it's also showing up most likely in your relationship dynamics with others as well. So being able to nurture yourself and to meet your needs and to face your fears so that they can show you where your needs actually are. It's like your fears are leading you like breadcrumbs to where the need actually is. So let's say, for example, you have a fear of abandonment, well, then the need would be for connection and that sense of attunement that comes through that connection. It's having your needs met, emotionally, physically, or otherwise. Another example of this could be that you fear rejection. Well, rejection, the opposite of that is acceptance, which obviously breeds connection. If we have acceptance from the people around us, then we feel connected to them. But we also have to look at these things within ourselves. So where are we rejecting ourselves? And how can we accept ourselves and forgive ourselves for things that we've done in the past that may have been a little bit more out of alignment with who we are and what we truly need? So this is where remothering or reparenting yourself is going to be so beneficial for you in the month of May. This is a very internal type of energy that I'm seeing for you in this month, but it's going to serve you very, very well in the long run, especially when it comes to your emotional and your physical health. Because those two are so interconnected, your body is where we feel emotion, and it's also where we store emotion that has not been processed. So this is going to be a big month for you, pile number 4, to process those emotions, maybe even through physical exercise or movement. That's just what came through as well. Being able to feel a sense of control in a way that's also cathartic and allows you to release some of that suppressed or trapped emotion in the muscles can be very, very helpful in reconnecting to your body and therefore reconnecting to yourself. So the more you nurture your body this month, the more emotionally safe and connected you're going to feel, and that will positively affect how you connect to and interact with other people. So let's take a look at what your runes have to say. Okay. So for pile number 4, I feel this one here. Okay, interesting. And look at that, how it's carved into quartz. So quartz is an amplifier, and it can be very helpful in clearing energy as well as amplifying and expanding energy so that you can see things more clearly. Okay, so you have algiz. Algiz denotes resolution of problems and shields you from danger. This rune represents success, support, shield, and shelter. So this is a month for you to really shelter yourself a little bit here so that you can do some of this deeper inner shadow work. That's what's going to bring a lot of success and support. But first, you have to give that to yourself. That's where algiz is helping you to shield yourself from danger. It's helping you to resolve these problems that stem from these patterns of the past, as we were seeing, like trauma from the past around relationships and that lack of fulfillment or lack of your needs being met as a result of that in the future, or rather in the present moment. So algiz is helping you to resolve these issues, to shield yourself in the process of doing that, and also to support yourself towards this growth and success. And by extension, having other people be able to support you in the way that you truly need and desire. So that is what I see for you in the month of May, pile number 4. I hope that this resonated and supported you through the course of this month and beyond. And if you're needing any more personal one-on-one support, or you would like a private reading, I have both remote and live Zoom options available through my website, which is linked in the description box below. So I'm sending you so much love for this month and beyond, and we will see you in the next reading. Bye.